Welcome back, moms and dads and stepdads and stepmoms and single moms and single dads and deadbeat dads. Just kidding.
Oh, are we?
You know what? We need the viewers.
We've got a couple of
listeners.
deadbeat dads right here.
If I could be a deadbeat dad, if there were less shame and or jail time associated with it, I'm all over. I'm bringing the chef's kiss back, which was a mainstay of the early episodes.
Is the
one of the most
thing
obnoxious things anyone can
possibly
do.
do.
I hate myself every time I do it.
What makes you think that you're not a deadbeat dad? You
well,
forgot to take the garbage out. I don't know if you remember that.
So, you know what? I do remember. I didn't remember the garbage when I was leaving, unfortunately. If you followed Mom and Barry's Instagram, she'll shit on me sometimes on her stories and stuff. And recently she did that because we had a party at our house today. And you're going to be getting this around July 4th. So it was a little while ago that we had the party for my toddler's, the end of his daycare. But I thought we were going to save that for later.
Okay. Well, no, we could do it now.
Well, because this week's episode topic is helicopter parents, which is helicopter parents mean kind of a specific thing, like a hovering parent, somebody who's really concerned and nervous, but also just sort of controlling and like nearby. Right. Today I was helping prep for the party we were having, and Mom and Buried, like I'm literally in the back, like she had a list of things that I looked at that I needed to do because she had to run errands associated with the party, like get balloons and the cake or some shit. And I'm cleaning the house in the meantime, a few hours before the party. Mm-hmm. I've seen her list. I've already been doing stuff. I did some of my work early in the morning so that I could get that out of the way and then devote myself to her list. I'm doing the list. I do some of it in front of her, and then I'm in the bathroom with her, and I'm literally on my hands and knees scrubbing the toilet. And she turns to me while I'm doing it and starts reminding me to clean up the place for the party. I'm like, bitch, I'm cleaning the toilet. What do you think I'm doing this for? Obviously, I'm doing this for the party, right? So I put that on my stories. Right. Not that she left and I waited and I blocked her from my Instagram. Yeah, you waited. And then I put exactly. I'm literally like, you don't need to nag me to do something that I'm in the middle of doing, right? So I posted that, and then a couple of people responded that was helicopter wifing, where she was hovering over me, making sure I did everything. And then a couple other people said some derogatory things about husbands where, like my kids, my sons, I have to tell my husband 5 times. Right. And if he doesn't send me proof that he's doing it, I don't believe that he's doing it. Yeah. A couple of smart asses responded to my story saying, well, if you're making a story, you're not doing her list.
Oh, get back to work.
You know what? It's just,
bitch.
It's called
get back
entertainment.
On your knees in the bathroom.
I'm glad I took a break, did some entertainment, and then I continued to work. Yeah. Yes. Later in the day, I didn't do a couple of dishes because I had to get here for the podcast. And yes, I accidentally left a full heaping bag of trash in the middle of our dining room next to the table and left without it. I have no defense. Yeah. I didn't mean to do that. But helicopter wifing is not a lot of fun.
Listen, this content doesn't make itself. Your Mom and Buried needs
and I need to get out there. Well, yes, right. If I weren't rushing to the podcast and
you know what you did?
Things,
I think I know what you did.
She wouldn't have anything to bitch about.
I think you know what you did. You were like, you had it in your hand, you're at the front door, you open the door, you then close the door. Let me
give her some grape juice.
Walk back down the hallway and you go,
in your face, Mom and Buried. This will be the
engagement
she's going to get.
Oh, she's going to get such engagement.
She has gotten so into it, too, on Instagram. I kind of welcomed her into the Buried fold online and social media, and she's skyrocketed, as you guys like to talk about.
That's seems like the
Buried fold. I welcomed her into the casket. Okay. You like that? Another little pun? Because I'm buried. It's not really, she's Mom and Buried. Somebody texted her and said, I love your account. Are you really married to Dad and Buried? You're so different. You're so sweet. She had to defend our marriage to a stranger who didn't understand why we were together.
I don't think anybody does because at this point,
you know what? I'm punching above my.
You know what?
My weight limit. My weight limit. So speaking of people who are punching above their weight class, single dad, Chris Coleman, David Tuttle. You're not single dads. It's the single dad tier.
Our supporters
on Patreon. So $2 a month, you can be a single dad too.
These are our
Chris
supporters.
Coleman, David Tuttle, MS Babai, and our supporters,
and we absolutely love them.
We love them very much. We love the dad bod tier. Barbara Geiger, who's Funky Fee over in Germany. Paula Polsky, who's relatively new to the family. Father figure Julie McCarthy, my old friend from Intrepid Media. Don't Google that. World's Greatest Dad, Sarge. Mary Williams and Mom Party of 2.
Anna Rico is also
Anna Rico, another fit mother. Yes, all up in my grill. with some good comments.
Great comments.
But I love it. Every once in a while, somebody posts that they're listening to the podcast on Instagram and tags me in the story.
Yeah.
That's really gratifying. Really, I told the story about finding my article on somebody's refrigerator in college, and you guys made fun of me.
Yeah,
since it was the peak of my life,
including
the birth of my 2 children.
Because it turned out to be your mom's apartment.
Well, yeah. Look, she needed some tenants,
and she had cut out all of your greatest.
So one of the ideas, I know a lot of people are clamoring for us to have guests, and one of the ideas we have is because this community is so important to us. We were thinking about we need some equipment for the guests, but we'll get to that later. We want to include some of our loyal listeners and commenters. So there may be opportunities in the future for us to give you guys a call, or you call us and we record it. We have a quick 5-10 minute interview, maybe about whatever the topic is, maybe about, something that's going on in your life, maybe about, a cool 80s movie you want to go on a little riff on.
Let's okay, we're still spitballing. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know what the
we'll call
topic's
that
gonna be. We want the fans to be a part of the show. It's really weird to refer to yourself as having fans, especially you, Pete, since not a lot of people like you in general.
I have no
fans. Followers, people who like to participate. There are a fair amount of you. We will say, if you're a patron and you help support us to get that equipment, you will be first in line.
Absolutely.
It's pure bribery. Quid pro quo, Clarice.
But at the same time, these are dedicated folks that have a lot that just need this.
Yeah, they need. Well, this is a lifeline for them. Listen, this podcast.
This is the fastest growing dad podcast
starring
in the North
guys named
Brooklyn
Mike and Pete.
Area that period
that records mostly on Mondays in death traps.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. In heat boxes that are illegal.
Mimosas and moms, they don't record in a death trap or in North Brooklyn.
In the comfort
Marriage
of
and Martinis, home. Guess what? Not in North Brooklyn. Not named Mike and Pete.
Also not about
Mom
dads.
Like That podcast. No Mikes or Pete's there.
All of which
they probably do have Central Air.
All of which you should check out.
You should check out all those. Moms Like That. Mom. My wife was on this. Mom Like That, I believe it's called. My wife was on it talking about her MS. Real fucking downer episode, but she did it. Marriage and Martinis. They're super fast growing in the tri-state area. They're very popular. And Mimosas and Moms. God damn it. I'm getting the name wrong.
That's okay.
Mimosas with Moms? You can find it. Just look up Mimosas. All right. And also WTF Mark Maron, really good podcast.
Oh,
no affiliation.
Great. No, not at all. We're just really enjoy it.
I wish I'd be on it. It's a dream of mine. Is it? As I say it out loud, is it? No. Will it ever happen? No. Would I go on it if he asked? Yes, Pete, I would.
Would you?
I would.
If you got,
I have some things to talk about. My childhood.
Yeah,
I would.
Oh my God, if that happened, you really would have made it.
Fucking blow the fuck up, right?
Yeah, you would have made it.
I've already made it. Didn't you hear the story about the article being on the fridge? God damn it.
That you're,
Look, all right. So if you like that idea, feel free to comment on YouTube, specific episodes. Tell us if you like that idea of maybe being a part of the show one way or another. Maybe even at one point we'll get my wife on here so she can shit talk me in person. Maybe even Pete's wife, who may or may not exist. Wow. Yep. She's like Vera from Cheers.
Oh yeah,
only exists off screen.
Norm's.
Yeah, Norm's paramour. Right?
That actually sounds about right.
So you can subscribe on iTunes, give us 5 stars, definitely 5 stars, and a couple of paragraphs of a positive feedback. Again, my love language is words of affirmation. I need them. I'm not getting a lot.
We have
certainly not from
zero shame.
No, I don't have any
shame. Just to be like,
I'm unemployed. The only time I hang out with anyone besides my wife and kids is on these nights with these 2 guys. I don't even like Pete very much.
No. It's hot,
right?
It's hot.
So hot.
It's 900 degrees.
It is very hot. This is the second podcast episode we're doing tonight. If I die, I promised Pete that he could continue with if he could find another charismatic.
Here we go.
Someone just as charismatic as I am. I don't know.
Yeah.
You guys look very dewy.
It's fine.
No, I'm dripping.
Listen,
I'm like Jabba the Hutt.
I know some folks underneath the BQE that.
They have my energy.
Yeah. And
we also have some merch at shop.spreadshirt.com/dad dash buried. We gotta fucking fix that underscore is so much better. So much more elegant.
I don't know.
I hate it, but I've come around on it. There's a user here who commented and their tag is _. Like period _ period. That's probably the worst one I've come across.
That sounds pretty.
Like it's a little smiley face, maybe, but that's complicated.
Yep.
All right, we're gonna get into helicopter parents, what they are, kind of.
Yep.
What it's all about. Who's worse, moms or dads? Me or Pete?
Pretty sure we know the answer to that.
Who's worse on every level?
Right after this. All right, here we are back again.
Back again.
Dad and Buried podcast.
People are a little confused. It's Pete opening this segment.
I came back.
Yeah, you're gonna kick it off with some kind of juicy anecdote.
No,
You're not just something boring.
no, not really. Just
Like gossip or something.
what's that? No,
Some
I got recognized on my way here. So
No, you didn't.
I did.
By
Yeah.
who? Your wife?
No,
There you are, you son of a bitch.
no.
I've been looking for you.
It was my two kids, and after like 3 blocks, completely lost them.
Nice.
But there was a lot of, Dad, where are you going? Why are you running like that?
You just didn't respond.
And
Acted like you weren't.
No, and I
yourself.
just what you do is if you just take a sharp left, they lose them.
Just
and you're done.
anywhere
Yeah, and then they're done. And then I was able to get here
quicker than
home
usual.
free. Yeah, exactly.
So we're
That's
running.
why. So helicopter parents.
Yes.
Or what we're talking about. So describe what a helicopter parent is.
So the way I understand it, and I
Yeah.
want to hear a little. Nate, have you ever heard of a helicopter parent?
Yeah.
Okay. They've got a bad. They've gotten a bad rap, right? They're considered. They hover.
Yeah.
Hence the term helicopter. They hover,
Well,
and then eventually they decapitate you if you get too close.
It's like a seagull manager.
What?
They fly in, shit everywhere, and then fly away.
A seagull manager?
Yeah.
Oh, like at work, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh,
At work.
okay.
You
Okay.
kind of
Oh, you nailed that one.
nailed it.
So, helicopter parenting. They're a parent who is so concerned about the safety of their child, or keeping their child safe, or their child not fucking up or making a mistake, that they're kind of floating around and making
Yeah.
sure everything's okay. I think it also implies, like, if you had a friend in college whose mom would do his laundry for him, like that kind of shit. Like, they're always close by. Parents who will like go and live in the college town with their kid, or will like talk to the kid's teachers at college. This happens. On that show Big Little Lies, there's a couple of helicopter parents who like get all up in the teachers' grills and are like, I expect you to really watch out for my child, Amabella, I think is the name of the kid. You don't watch that show?
No, I don't.
Never heard of it?
I've heard it's
It's
good.
called the Home Box Office, a premium pay channel.
Home box office.
Have you ever heard of HBO?
I've heard of JBO.
Are you from another decade? I don't
I'm
understand your
from-
life
yeah.
sometimes.
2024.
The future.
Yeah, the future. I came straight
Who's
here.
president?
Yeah, still Mike Pence.
All right. So is that your understanding of helicopter parenting for the most part?
Yeah, it's a nervous parent.
Right.
Is basically what it is.
It's
It is
mostly-
a
so
nervous
there's-
parent who wants to who is overprotective
Mm-hmm.
of their child, who will not let them, let's just say, climb a climbing frame in a gym in a playground
Like we talked about a couple weeks
without being underneath them,
Right.
with their arms held out, going, careful, careful.
Okay, hold on. I have a question for you, right?
The worst.
Because I'm working on a book, and in the book I talk about different kinds of parents, and one of them is helicopter parents, and I've written some of that chapter, and I kind of broke it down into part of it is anxiety and concern over like safety and stuff, but some of it is also like coddling and like trying to do whatever you can to make their life as
Easy as possible.
easy as possible, right? They also are starting to call that snowplow parenting,
You
where
know what?
parents get out in front of the way. But I feel like helicopter parenting is both of those things.
That's how you make millennials.
Well, that's
Think
what they
about
say.
it.
Millennials are,
Snowflakes.
they're some of the hardest working
Snowplow?
people I know. You know, millennials are like 35 at this point.
At this point,
I think of them
honestly,
as I have a meme where I think we talked about this, where I made fun of my toddler for being a millennial, and people were fact checking me. You know, he's actually Generation G. Fuck you.
Yeah.
We've
Yeah.
been through this, but why
Gen-
shouldn't we revisit rants? It still makes me angry.
Yeah,
God damn it, it
he's
does.
Generation Zombie.
You are on
Zoomers.
fire.
Zoomers.
What are Zoomers? That's with Z.
Generation
Oh,
Z.
is that a real nickname for it? Generation Zombie? Because they're
I
screeners,
haven't heard
screen
that.
guys.
Oh, okay.
You know what? I'm just gonna let you guys go with it. But yeah, sure. Generation
So you just
Zombie.
made it up.
Yeah.
It would work.
Yeah, I think it's
Right?
pretty
I'm
good.
gonna start
Yeah.
calling my toddler Generation
Hey,
Zombie.
you a Generation Zombie? Well, maybe because they're screen heads.
Yeah, their brains are melted.
Yeah.
They just
Yeah,
I want
yeah.
screen or snack.
As opposed to us, who's like, I just want a beer.
or my phone. Today, my toddler went fucking ape shit about his iPad
Yeah.
because he's had it too much. It's like heroin.
Yep.
It was not a good time, and that's one of the reasons Mom and Barry got mad at me for leaving. Because I took it away and was like, "You're not getting this for the rest of the night.
Right.
See ya."
Yeah,
And then she had
yeah,
to deal with
yeah.
it. He was going to bed soon anyway. All right. So I asked the question
All right.
on my Instagram.
Yeah.
And I wasn't super precise because I'm not a very smart person. And I said, who is more uptight in your relationship or in most relationships? Who do you think, moms or dads, right? And then I said, are either of you helicopter parents, right? which I do think most people consider to be anxious parents, but I do think there's a little bit more of an element. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Right. Before my book.
Yep.
Before my book comes out as a bestseller.
Okay.
You didn't even ask a question about my book.
On which
I haven't
PDF?
written it yet, so
So
you know what?
home publish.
Don't be rude to people who self-publish.
Why not?
That's hurtful.
Oh, okay. Well, then no, it's fine.
What about people who make movies on iPhones? Are they somehow lesser in your eyes than a professional director?
Mike, definitely.
Yeah, I actually agree with you. No, there's some good ones. All right. So most people, 70% said moms are more uptight. Miss Nikki Marie, Night Angel 2002, Sonia Colorado Art Mom, Tara Lee 35, Becca Campbell,
But these
Loudon,
are all
Breezy Lovebug 78, NM. I'm reading some names. NM Beck 20.
But these are all self-identified.
Well, yeah, most of them are self-identified, but they're also in some cases just generally saying moms, right? And then the 30% of people said dads. DMV lawyer said dads. Mass Parao said my husband is for sure is a helicopter. Holyanko, Angie W4221, Zosie Marie. Is that Zosie Marie? In our house, it's definitely their dad. Corinne McConnell, dads. Colleen R.
Hold on.
Wilcox.
Go back.
Derek.
Go back. In our house, it's definitely their dad.
Yeah.
What's happening? Their dad?
She's saying in our house, it's definitely the kid's dad. Their dad.
Oh. But
The heat is getting to you, I think.
yeah, it's hot.
Creevy Derek hates admitting it, but totally me, he said. He calls himself out. Halsey also thinks it. So I pulled out a bunch of comments for people that think moms.
Okay.
All right?
So moms versus dads, but really it's
not
really
moms
just
versus dad. You know what? We're parenting partners.
No,
okay?
it's really
our
just,
styles complement each other.
Exactly. I think it's really just a personality trait.
Well, we get into that, right?
Okay.
Well, we get into that, all right?
Yeah, yeah.
God damn it, you're stepping on my shit.
Are you? Am I? Let's go. Well, let's.
Salty
let's
Mermaid
get this-
Entertainment, who's a hilarious Instagram account, does like videos and skits and stuff. It's a shit I never do because it takes far too much planning.
Right.
She says moms in her personal experience, which I think she's just mostly saying because I am. Berkshire Love Letters, who's becoming pretty loyal, says moms definitely because husbands have the annoying ability to tune shit out.
Ooh, that's.
Are you good at tuning shit out?
I think so. Yeah.
Is that malicious?
No, I just.
What would you rather be thought of as someone who tunes it out or as somebody who purposely ignores it? Like
what? I think
so.
those,
Like
those are two. Those are two of the same things.
no, because tunes it out seems accidental and. Oh, I guess tunes it out
yeah.
doesn't. Tunes it out has an action to it.
Here's what I really believe. This is a saying that I say a lot. Which
This is a saying that you say?
Yeah, figure it out. Like
Figure it out.
Figure it out. Like if you're gonna go up a tree, you got to get yourself down.
Okay.
I'm not gonna come. I'm gonna stand right next to you, and if you're crying, you're crying. But I'm gonna wait for you to get yourself out of that tree. I'm not gonna help you.
Well, see, so then you're on the dad side of things because, like Brian Gill says, in my house, mom is much more uptight. She can't even handle seeing our kid climb up stuff on the playground. You sound like you're fine with it.
I'm
Go
fine,
nuts.
but it is. I've done it with all three, and the purpose behind it is to not just immediately go and rescue them in a situation that I absolutely can easily rescue them in, but actually have them like realize that they've gotten themselves into really a shitty situation. And I'll stand there, but they got to figure out how to get their ass down.
Well, a handful
I'm not
full of
gonna
people said
fucking
that
be there.
I can't remember who it was that said that helicopter moms or helicopter parents are ruining society. Kids need to just figure out the natural consequences of things. I got to find who said that.
Figure it out. I'm a believer in figure it out.
I am too, but I still find myself getting nervous, even though I'm a dad, and dads are so much more fucking chill, right?
Are you saying that as you, or are you reading this?
No, I was saying that as me. So one of the reasons this topic hits home for me right now is because recently I was on the ferry with my wife coming back from Governor's Island, and the window was open, and my toddler was like kneeling on the side of the seat, wants to look out the window, and I'm nervous because all he has to do is stand up and fall. Right, and he's fucking 3.
No, he's
dumb as a bag of rocks.
He has to stand up, hurl himself out the window.
Exactly, because he's so dumb. And it's not because he's a dumb person; it's because he's a toddler. Yeah. And toddlers are the dumbest things on earth.
Right.
They just want to do shit. They don't know what consequences are. They don't know how gravity works. They don't know what
constantly
water
trying
is.
to end their own lives.
Yes, not
in front of you.
They're not trying to die.
No,
but they're doing is essentially killing themselves. Yeah. And she. The little Instagram story making fun of me for being like uptight. Yeah, sorry, I care about my kids more than you, honey.
Well,
right? in your face.
Yeah, but I
mom
mean,
and buried.
But if you're talking about like having to throw your leg up, get your body over the thing, and throw it, I mean, come on.
No. No, what are you talking about?
In terms
like 12 ounces, right? Or just
No, a
just
3-year-old's like 25.
No, yeah, you got. I mean, the
25.
point is the kid's not that. You know, he's not. You're watching him. You're literally watching.
I'm literally
him.
next to him, and I got my arm
Exactly.
like half on him,
Yeah,
but he
yeah.
could still, like, his waist is. Oh, if he stands up, he's easily toppling out,
Okay.
and it's very easy for him to just whatever, man.
Where you had
Yeah.
to drop.
I don't consider that. So somebody actually said that. And I'm having a terrible time finding this stuff. Where somebody was like, I don't think of myself as a helicopter parent. I just have a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old.
Right.
And that's the reality of it. These kids are crazy. Here it is. It's Jay Reeves. Definitely me. I'm definitely more of the uptight one in my house, but I don't think I'm a helicopter parent. I just have a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old who will run into fucking traffic without thinking twice. They're just,
Right.
these kids aren't equipped to survive on their own. So can you really be called a
Well,
helicopter parent? Yes, I want them to fall and make mistakes and learn.
No,
but
I'm talking about. Well, let's define like a prototypical helicopter parent.
Well, do it.
Someone,
Can you?
Someone at a play space where it's completely like matted out with their arms underneath, trying to protect a kid that's about to fall into like foam pit.
So something
You're
I want to
like,
bring up
dude,
because I don't want
just
to.
like fucking relax.
I
and
don't
let
want to
them
discount this,
fall
right?
into that
So
pit.
K8 Merch says she's definitely the more uptight one, but it's a symptom of her anxiety disorder, which, if you're at a playground, it doesn't matter how many people are there, if your kid's alone or not. If you have an anxiety disorder, you're probably going to be nervous about your kid.
Yeah.
Whatever. That's separate from being a helicopter parent. You know, that's something else, and that sucks. And I think a lot of moms deal with mom guilt and anxiety in a way that maybe dads don't. But, you know, I know plenty of dads who have anxiety. I'm very anxious right now.
Okay.
You're not?
Well, no. Am I anxious right now?
Performing in front of you, it makes me very nervous.
Oh,
You
wow.
guys, you know
That's why
what?
you're
I really
sweating.
want to impress you guys. I'm sweating like a fucking sieve. Look at me. I'm like Niagara Falls over here.
But do you think that has? Well, I mean, that is it, right? It's not moms versus dad. It's really
It's
more
personality
just
versus-
personality.
yes.
One personality. I believe that. You know, yeah, I agree with you. You know, kids on. You guys have these micro scooters. You know, the 3-wheel ones, and the kids zip down
The
the
razors?
sidewalk. No, they're not razors. They're
Those
like
are
the
2 wheels.
The 3-wheel.
No, I have the
ones.
micro one. Yeah.
And the kids zip down, and you want to walk, and you're done with the stroller, and you don't want to do that. But of course, they're going down the street at like 100 miles an hour, and then you're like, hey, okay, so you got to stop way before the sidewalk or the
Right.
corner. They don't stop, and then the next thing you know, you're just
freaking out.
screaming.
Yeah.
like
And then they
bloody
get
murder.
scared, or they don't
Yeah.
want you to yell at them. Guess what? Sometimes I have to startle you
Yeah, of course.
into fucking waking up.
Into waking up and figuring it out.
So it was Holly
Figuring it
HB _CA who said kids need to learn natural consequences, and she says she doesn't worry like most moms do.
There you
and I
go.
do think it is kind of considered kind of a gender baggage, right? And if somebody said that too. Forgive me, I'm having trouble finding a lot of these people's names. But somebody said, here we go, Molly Mopez, moms, but I think we have crazy societal pressure related to gender roles, which I
That's
think
interesting.
plays into kind of the guilt and anxiety they have, where they feel like
That's interesting. To
if a kid
feel-
gets hurt on
Right,
mom's
it-
watch,
yeah.
they're vilified, like in the media, and they
Yeah.
become, it's a huge deal. If it's the dad, they're kind of like, oh, the doofus
Yeah,
dad. What do
yeah,
you
the
expect? You
doofus
left him
dad.
with his fucking dad,
Right.
which is a different kind of disrespect,
Right.
one that I don't care about because
Yeah.
I'm fucking great. I don't need to worry about it.
No, and you don't. Yeah, exactly. But I think that's actually a really good point. I think that probably moms feel, way more overprotective because they have to be, because they're the caregiver, like the
Yes.
predominant
Right.
caregiver.
Well-
at this point, that's the way society is telling everybody that that's the way it needs to be. That's changing now, of course, but
That is a good
That's
point.
definitely
And
still there.
somebody actually said that they think it's more about whoever the primary caregiver is, right? The person who's around the kids more, clearly loves the kids more in every single situation. I expected some pushback on that, but clearly you agree.
no, I was just.
I'm saying the
that's
primary caregiver is the one who gets a little bit more nervous, maybe because they're
Yeah.
around the kids so much. Although
Yeah.
you would think, I've got my fill. Whatever happens, happens.
I think it depends. Also, I think it depends. I will say this: so having multiples.
You don't have multiples. You
I
just
have
have 3
three.
kids.
I have
Multiples
3.
implies like having twins or triplets. It's insulting to people that do, like Octomom. Do you want to make an enemy out of Octomom? I sure as hell don't.
You know what? If
What about
Octomom
Kate
is
Gosselin?
listening,
I sincerely don't want to be an enemy of Kate
No.
Gosselin with that haircut.
oh my God, what do you mean? That was a long time ago. Come on.
You think she's changed? She's probably asking to see a manager right now, wherever she is.
You know who I'd really like to see is spin some tunes. Is her husband at like the
That guy. Oh, is he a
Chili's.
DJ?
Yeah.
What's
at
his
like a
name? John.
Chili's. John.
John and Kate.
I want to see him spin some tunes.
How do we get
at
onto
Chili's.
this?
You brought it up.
I brought up Octomom.
So yeah, so I think my just being able to break the mold from the primary caregiver and being able to be a little bit more relaxed. Oh, also the fact that you have a lot of different kids. By the third kid, you're like, yeah, you want to wear
gives a shit?
Heelys
Yeah.
down a hill? Okay, bye.
Yeah.
You know, if it
Well,
real,
you
it
realize
hurts real
that
bad,
it's a lot
then
less
let me know.
likely that something really bad is going to happen to them if you're halfway competent. You get a little bit more lax because you've been through the war.
You've been through.
You're like,
it.
I've
You've been
worried
through
too
a
much in
yeah,
the past.
exactly.
I'm a little bit more laid back. Sometimes maybe that's too much.
I think that's it. You know, that's a really good point. Worrying too much, putting that energy, that mental and physical or mental energy, at least emotional energy, into worrying about someone that ultimately, what are you going to do? Like,
Yeah.
if they fall, they fall. Like,
Well, once they
why
get to a
don't you
certain age,
just
definitely, yes.
once that happens, that's when you need to spring into action. But
Yeah.
don't like put your whole life into this nervous energy that
Right.
something
Don't
bad is
care
gonna
about your
happen.
kids so much. It's better.
Quite frankly, that's actually
it's
true.
better for your health.
Yeah.
I've written about that. The secret to fucking
It's-
happy parenting
it's
is not
the,
giving a shit.
It's the what's the oxygen mask thing on the plane? Like, help figure
Yeah,
your shit
do
out
yours first.
us.
Well, look, Pro tip: if you don't give a shit about your kids, parenting is a lot easier.
Pro tip:
If you don't care about their futures or tomorrows,
It's-
guess what?
guess
It's
what?
fucking-
It's a breeze.
it's a piece of
It's
cake.
so easy. Honestly, it really is.
So Tommy Mommy says she's definitely the more uptight one. Her husband is way too chill, hence the 2 ER visits last month. Let's redact Tommy Mommy's name so that we don't impugn her husband. But yeah, that's tough.
Yep.
But
No,
it depends on the
that's-
circumstances
looks
of
like
the
they
ER
got-
things, right? But that's certainly the case, right? That's
But
why
that-
parents become uptight. That's the
well, there we
worst
go.
case scenario.
This is actually, I kind of want to call out Tommy Mommy. You cannot put. That's not fair to necessarily put your husband, throw him on the, because then all of a sudden that creates him to be this overly
I think
anxious.
she put a smiley face emoji at the end of it, indicating maybe she was teasing a little bit.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not
Right.
Generation Zombie, so I'm not really fluent
Yeah,
in.
it's hard to tell.
Was
You
that
know
what
what?
it was? Generation Zombie?
Aubergine peach.
I don't even
Let's
know
go.
what that means.
I know.
All right. So what else we say about moms here? I think we covered most of those. Matt Keating, moms 8 days out of the week, which is an exaggeration because there's only 7 days in a single week, except on different planets.
Yeah,
I think.
exactly.
But good point from Matt. Melly 1980s, me totally. My husband is so chill and I don't know. I don't even know what I was trying to write.
You know
there.
what?
Unfazed, or it doesn't phase easily.
Yeah.
It's good to have balance, which is what we were saying earlier. If you
Yeah.
have one who is uptight and one who isn't, I don't know. That's a little bit more.
You know what's
for
interesting?
conflict.
I'm just gonna. So the difference between my wife and I is I would say I'm on a very low. I'm very chill. when
Yeah,
it
we've
comes
talked
to my
about
parents.
this.
However, when
You explode.
no, well, I get angry, but that's not what I was talking about.
Oh, I do get angry.
When one of my kids will fall over, I'll pick him up and I'll be like, "Hey, are you okay?" What happens is my wife will come over and there's this different. She's in a different space.
She just wants to hug and
She
coddle.
but she's very intense in her face.
Mama bear.
Mama bear gets it. What's happening? Like what
have you done to my son?
It becomes hard for her to
Yeah,
talk.
yeah.
She can't talk, and I'm like, whoa, wait, just chill
She
out.
can't talk. She's hyperventilating.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying.
Yeah. She gets
I've
very.
never seen her like
she
that.
gets very, very
Animated.
Yeah, invested in a skin knee or like something that
Well,
happened.
that's the worst though.
And
but
it-
that's like
and
letting the
it-
kids know,
it
like you need
takes,
to.
yeah.
They think it's a bigger deal than it is.
Really, actually, it's yeah. I mean,
Guess
but
what?
but it's definitely physiological. There's
Right.
nothing. There's nothing that she's doing that's not like. There's something baked deep
She
inside.
did carry them as part of her own body for 3.
But I think it's something else. But
three
that's something
pregnancies.
that
You think it's
yeah,
something else.
we're still
You know what?
figuring it
I'm
out.
not gonna sit here and bash your lovely wife.
No, she's amazing.
So Candace's mouse says that she's definitely the more uptight one until she's had 2 glasses of wine.
Oh,
Hey, but I think that's true. I think a lot of reasons, like parents will take Xanax or some wine or even maybe smoke a little.
here's what you
doobage.
do.
They
Wake
still
up.
call it doobage.
Nope. Nobody. Oh, yeah. At Dave Matthews concerts, they do. I forgot.
Never been.
Okay. Are you
I'm
sure?
fucking 100% sure. If you
should-
fucking suggest that I've been to a
you
Dave
should-
Matthews concert, I will fucking throw down with you right now.
What if you just buy their T-shirt at Target?
Why would I buy a T-shirt of a shit band? You know what? It's fucking good material at Target.
All right.
I swear to God.
So when you wake up,
Watch your mouth.
I will watch it all the
I
way.
need to explain that one because I have to.
I'm wearing a Guns N' Roses concert tee replica. Yeah, I've seen Guns N' Roses in
No,
concert.
because I
got
asked
it
you.
at Target
I asked
probably.
you. I go. I don't remember the Appetite for Destruction.
You can't name
Tour.
3 Guns N' Roses songs.
Civil War.
Civil War. I'm
Mr.
already
Brownstone.
impressed. I'm already impressed.
And,
I was quoting Civil War to my
Sex
8-year-old
Lies.
today. Some men you just can't
Can't
reach.
reach.
So you get what we had here last week,
Yeah.
which is the way he wants it. Well, he gets it. I said that to my son. He's just like, what the fuck?
I
No idea
know.
what I'm talking about. He'll say me like, are you quoting a movie again?
I'm so glad
You're
that
goddamn right I'm quoting
so
something.
Glad you brought it on this podcast. That saying. 'cause
My
it's-
Struthers Martin
Yeah.
impersonation. I think I reversed the lines.
Um,
Next week I'm gonna whistle Patience. Although maybe I'll do that later in this episode. You never know. Stay tuned.
Okay.
Stay tuned.
So now where are we? So we just covered moms. So moms are feeling pressured. They're feeling like
So
maybe
we
that's
did
part
get a
of it.
lot of users comment and say that dads
What
are more
about
uptight.
dads?
Starting with Mom and Buried, who
What about
just
you?
who just
Oh.
responded saying "you" in all caps, meaning I'm the more uptight one, which is true. I am
That's
more
interesting.
uptight. You know, again, it's because I love my children a little bit more than she does. Let's be honest, physiological or not.
Really, except for when they're around you.
Yes, I do not like to be around my
Yeah,
kids, but
yeah.
out of sight,
Perfect.
they're not anywhere
Yeah.
within spitting distance.
When
I love
someone
them so
after a
much.
few minutes, when someone's like showed you a picture of them, okay, these are your children.
No, I'm like, this is
My
too much.
children?
I don't want to
No,
see this
yeah,
picture
no.
any longer. Even if like more than 30 seconds, I'm over it.
All right.
Right?
Yeah.
So, girl plays uke. I think that means she plays ukulele.
Yep.
You would anticipate someone like that would probably be pretty chill.
Mhm.
She says moms in general are more uptight, but her ex is way more than she is. Maybe that's why they're exes.
Maybe
We're gonna
they
get
live-
into having
maybe they
different
live in
parenting
Texas.
styles.
Yeah. Maybe all of
I
her-
knew a girl in junior high who couldn't pronounce the word Texas. She said Texas. I won't call her out, but I do know her name.
Okay.
M. Lavely, who has commented before. You know what? This
just
is the
magic.
fucking juice
This is
of the
magic.
show.
This is
This is what
magic.
people tune in for.
Tekis. Okay.
I'm not the one.
Tekis.
It's not don't make fun of her. It was 9th grade. I was in 9th. She was in 8th. So lost a little May, December
Okay.
for junior high. M. Lavely says her spouse is much more of the uptight one. They're between free range and helicopter. So that's another chapter in my book, The Free Range Parent, which is there's this big movement for we're coddling our kids too much.
Yeah.
Let them go to the park. Cops will like arrest parents if the kids were at the park by
Yeah.
themselves,
Yeah.
which is insane.
Yeah.
I do not think the world is more dangerous. I think we know we have so much more information coming at us. You hear about every
Yeah.
fucking crime story
well,
bullshit.
You have Citizen. You have
The
all
world
these
is
apps.
flat,
Yeah, of
and you have
course.
social media, all that shit, right? So we're just more nervous. In some cases, sure, there's more terrorism, maybe, right?
Yeah.
Whatever, you
Yeah.
know. But
and guess who it's by? Tiny little human
children,
beings.
yeah, every fucking day.
terrorizing us. Do you know the Geneva Convention says that sleep deprivation is one
Torture?
of the it's torture.
Yeah, that they're torturing us.
They're,
Well, that's why I
these are
waterboard my
terrorists.
kids. Right back at
Yeah.
you. Tit for tat. So she says they're between free range and helicopter. Free range are people that don't care at all about their kids, and helicopter parents are people who care too much
Yeah.
that no one likes them. So that's the two differences.
It's just, you know what it is? It's that nervous level that is too much. It's, well, do you have enough sunscreen? Is everything?
Yeah.
And you know, you're just like, okay,
Back
yeah,
off. Your
yeah,
kid's
yeah,
fucking
it's
fine. Melanoma never killed anybody. Don't fact check that.
You know what?
Retrieving _ says dads are 100% more uptight. She
Really?
lets the boys do whatever they want because she's done saying, don't pick up the dead bird, don't lick the dog's butt, don't eat dirt, etc. If they aren't physically bleeding, they
they're
are fine. That's your philosophy. That's a lot of
Yeah.
dads' philosophies. I will say that the don't lick the dog's butt part, there was a typo in her response, and I extrapolated that she was saying don't lick the dog's butt.
Okay.
If that's not something you've had to say, I apologize because that is strange.
You know what? The they are fine thing, I will say.
I would tackle my kid before he licked the fucking dog's butt. I'm not using words at that point.
Yeah.
If my kid's going near the dog's butt with his tongue out, I'm fucking tackling that kid and then like getting
Here
a
comes
therapist.
Dad. Yeah. Well, a therapist. Is that what you said?
I said a therapist,
Oh,
an
you said
alrapist.
therapist. So they are fine. This is a good one. So that's really, I feel that way a lot.
More often than not, they are fine.
Well, of course they're fine, except for when my kid has like asthma, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure she's fine, and my wife's like,
Yes.
listen to me, you stupid fucking idiot. she's not fine. She has asthma. Here's what her pulmonologist had to say. And I'm like, yeah, but
It's
look at her.
potentially
Look at her.
fatal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, look at her.
Man
she's
up.
fine. She's
Breathe
fine.
harder.
Yeah, just breathe shallower. And like everyone, literally, my wife is like, you're just such a wanker. Just fucking
So,
listen to your doctor.
When my kid got hurt, when he had to get the staples in his head,
Yeah.
your first instinct is like panic. And then when it calms down and the blood clots for a second, you're like, you know what? Maybe we don't have to go because it's such a fucking pain in the ass,
Yeah.
right? Once before, like, I dropped a pill and my kid was on the floor. He was like 2, right? He was on the floor near pills. He probably couldn't swallow it at that point, but like you get worried, did he? So
Yeah.
you're like,
Which pill?
Gotta be fucking-
Because there were hundreds on the floor. I've seen your apartment.
yeah, there's pills everywhere. We have a fun game where you just say, hey guys, come over for a game of
Hey,
pills, grab something, see
Tylenol,
what happens. See where you are in
Molly.
3 hours.
Which
Maybe
one?
you don't have a
Yeah.
headache. Maybe you're
Hey,
fucking
maybe
naked
you're
in the
fine.
fucking desert.
Maybe you're behaved. Who knows?
So we went to the emergency room, and they even they have to fucking double check.
Ah,
They put that
yeah.
like charcoal shit that like coats your stomach and maybe makes you throw up. I don't really know what it
Yeah.
does.
Deactivated charcoal.
You know what, Nate? Thank you. I appreciate that.
It binds to the
Deactivated
pill,
charcoal.
And then I think
Dif-
you can pass it.
Disintegrates it or whatever. Yeah, and you
Yeah,
pass it.
disintegrating.
One time I had to wait until my son shit out a penny. This is neither here nor there. I had to
No.
go through his diapers for a few days. Anyway, I'm saying it's better to be safe than sorry in a lot of cases.
Right.
But helicopter parents go. They're trying to do safe than sorry in a situation where the worst thing that can happen is a scraped knee or some bullshit. Right.
Well, and then
Let it happen.
And then my eldest daughter had a febrile seizure. That's a hard word to
Oh,
say.
yikes, I didn't know
That's
that.
really, really crazy. Yeah, that's when you get a
'Cause it was like-
seizure because your temperature
I
is
was
so
gonna say
high.
'cause it's too hot. 'Cause
And
she had
we-
a fever.
Yeah, and we had the whole ambulance and everything. That was she was fully. That was like the scariest thing.
Can I ask you something? And like
And now, well, can I just finish?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
now what we do is anytime they have a fever, we don't fuck around with that. We
you just get the cowbell immediately, and you're
we
like,
immediately
this is
let's
the
do
fucking
it.
only way
Let's
to get
do
this
it.
thing down.
Yep,
It's
that's
the only
way.
the only prescription
Honestly, I
for a
immediately
fever.
I
is
start
more
handling
cowbell.
snakes. I start handling snakes.
Snake didn't like that one.
You're
You
fucking-
start handling
Yeah,
snakes.
yeah, immediately.
You know,
I
I
get
didn't-
the snakes out because that's the only thing that took the febrile seizure down. Not
The
the,
snakes?
not the paramedics. that
You
took it away.
dancing with snakes, and
Yeah,
you're in
yeah.
front of your like not even
Yeah.
letting them bite her, just you dancing
Yeah.
naked with snakes
Yep.
in front of her.
Yeah, that's what got it done.
that is a pretty good old
Yeah, it worked.
natural remedy.
And by the time she got to the ER, she was totally fine.
So here it is. I mentioned earlier, Amy Calla, 23, said that she grew up and her dad was a stay-at-home dad, and he was more uptight. And now she thinks she's more uptight because she thinks it comes down to whoever the primary caregiver is, right?
Yeah.
You're more invested in the kid because you like the kid more, even though you're around them much, which is
Yeah.
kind of a paradox. Right? The
Yeah.
more I'm around my kids, the less I'm interested in being around them ever again.
Everything about me is just like just go.
Right? It's like an allergic reaction.
Stop. If I hear any more Beyblade talk, I can't hear
What's
it.
Beyblade? It's a toy?
Beyblades, yeah. Oh, really?
Girls,
You don't know?
your
boy,
daughters play
boy.
that?
Yeah, Beyblades.
Oh no, we
yeah.
never get into that.
Oh, it's like a
Thank God.
Pokemon. It's like a Pokemon spin-off kind of.
My kid's into Pokemon. I don't want to fucking talk about it.
Yeah.
We should talk about dumbass
I know.
toy
Like
trends
crazy,
and
yeah.
shit, the pop culture junk
Next.
they're into. Yeah, but I'm sick of listening to the Aladdin soundtrack with Will Smith. My kid fucking loves that. Yeah, because my wife's
What?
musical theater person. She brings him to those things.
Stop.
He puts on the fucking Will Smith
Oh.
genie rap. Guess what? It wasn't good when Robin
You know
Williams
what?
did it. That's
It's
right.
ti-
I'm gonna
yeah, it's
trash
time to
Robin
go out.
Williams
Yeah,
again.
it's time to go out. It's over. It's
Right.
over.
So, but a handful of wives did say my husband is the more uptight one, right?
Yeah.
Stephanie Kennerson says she's more uptight, but her husband panics and is the helicopter. She's always scared. Their kids have no shot. She's like, my kids are screwed because she's always nervous and
Right.
scared. Her husband
Right.
panics and
Right.
hovers.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Your kids are going to be trouble.
Yeah.
They're in trouble. So,
Good.
so here's an interesting point. This is Val. I mentioned earlier. Val is the Val period
Oh,
underscore
yeah.
period Marie.
Yep.
That's her username.
Looks
Val.
like a smiley face, but it's not.
Rethink it, maybe. If you don't have that many followers, find a better one and start your account over. Well, I'll help get the word out to get your followers back. The whatever that smiley
The
face thing you're
handle.
doing. But she says dads are for sure more anxious because moms have so much stress they learn to let go of the trivial stuff,
Yeah.
which is interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. Trivial. I find the sickness part. I'm just
Are you
like
down
go
with
through
the
it.
sickness?
No, I'm like go through it. Just deal with it. Figure it out. Handle it. If you have a cold, you have a cold. You don't need to sit there going, I have a cold. Just come on. Just let's. The sooner you can learn to know how you are with a cold, the better you are for everybody.
So deal with this cold. Stop
with the
talking
cold.
about it until your temperature gets so hot
That you have a few
Just
bucks
putting
easier.
some things together. So,
No, I know.
Kathy
That's
Crooks
my
says her husband follows the
zone.
kids around saying, be careful on repeat, which is a little bit like what I do. Like, I'm
Yeah.
very quick to say, be careful, especially to my 8-year-old. And I think doing that too much, even just saying it too much is bad for them,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They get fucking, have you ever seen, did you see?
You know what I do?
What?
When my kid, so my 5-year-old just showed me that he can hang upside down on the monkey bars. I'm like, yeah, but can you do it
Get
with your
down.
feet?
Oh, see?
I
My
just
kid wouldn't
I
even do that.
immediately challenged
So
him.
my
I was like,
kid
oh, that's
won't
cool.
do
But I
that.
needed him
Right.
to go to the next level because that shit
Yeah, you know
don't
what?
impress me
Exactly.
much.
Don't it, Shania.
You know what I mean? Guys, any Shania
You know what? I
fans
wish
out
I were
there?
dressed like Shania right now so that my midriff were bare because
Me
I'm
too.
literally melting.
too.
So Jamie
too.
_and_ Brandon, which
That's
it's
interesting.
a
I don't know.
it's a couple account, guys, on Instagram.
Okay.
Look, I can vouch you're both very faithful to each other. You can trust each other. Let's split that up. Jamie and Brandon deserve their own accounts.
Separate.
You know what? Trust is a strong part of a good partnership. Me and Pete don't have a joint
Nope.
account.
No, we don't. Not yet, but we do. On this, we bought this building together, so that's why.
It is. We bought the building. We were like, let's record in the hottest
Yeah,
possible
yeah.
room of the building. She says her husband is more uptight. Sorry, Brandon. She said, I'm more go, and you know where I am if you need me.
There you go.
Which is what it was like when we were growing up, which I guess is like free range,
Yeah.
right? But maybe she, like, nowadays, parents, you can get chips implanted in your kids, like pets.
Don't do that. Just give him a phone, and don't. If you do that, that's fucking
Is it?
horrible. Just give him a phone.
I think it's been
you can
piloted
do-
in a few
yeah,
places.
You can do like dogs.
I saw it
have
on an
chips.
episode of Black
It's
Mirror.
Horrible. But again, our 11-year-old now is walking to.
She can walk at 11?
We're
That's
walking
fucking
to,
insane, man. You are a parenting fucking genius.
I fucking hate you. She's walking with her friends to like places by themselves. It's great. It's really good. I'm
Yes.
feeling happy that she's able to do it. I'm feeling empowered. I genuinely like when she's like, yeah, but my friend, like she walks by herself all the time. I'm like, yeah, you know what? She's got cool parents. Why don't we let
Yeah,
her do
right.
that? And I turn to my wife. And I'm like, why don't we do that? That other kid's parents are fucking cool.
Yeah.
What's
'Cause they
our-
don't care
what
about their
the- What
kid.
the shit?
That's what we should do.
Come
Stop
on.
caring.
Listen, walking to school when it's like 20 degrees
Yeah,
outside
sure. She's
is
old enough.
miserable,
She's
and she
13?
should learn
She's
how
12?
cold. Yeah, she's.
I asked my
she's
son
12,
this
not even
morning
11.
if he were ready to go to the bus stop by himself, just because
Yeah.
I don't want to get up at 7 and do
It's
it.
enough.
Guess
yeah.
what? You can do it. And he said maybe in September. He said.
Cool.
Guess what? You just signed your death warrant. So some people say it depends, right? They say that in certain situations they're more uptight and in others their spouses. So Surviving Mommy says, I'm way more uptight about safety things. DKC 1299 says, my wife will be like, oh my gosh, she didn't eat her veggies. But then I'll be like, oh my gosh, she's not in her puddle jumper. Like they have different things they freak out about.
Yeah.
Some is about nutrition. Some is about
Food.
getting dirty
You
and
know what?
stuff.
Fuck is a puddle jumper.
I think it's a raincoat.
Okay. I don't know what that is either. But
I didn't. I meant to mention that.
But
We have some
food. I
listeners
know.
from across the pond.
Yeah.
Shouldn't you know?
Well, that's not what a puddle jumper is.
They're
plane,
either
a
boots, like
plane.
galoshes. There's-
Yeah, it is a plane.
It's a plane.
Oh my God, she's not in her plane. You really think that's what they mean, guys?
She's not in her bush plane.
You know what? Use context clues, okay? Jesus Christ.
I can't.
Slussy Face says, depends on the situation. It's weird what bothers me, but not the hubby. And Ali Ray 72 says she's more crazy about screen time and sleep. He's nuts about schedules and food.
You know what? Food is a big one. Food, whether eating too much, not eating. I know.
Yeah,
I
usually
know a
I'm like,
couple.
look, he's not starving to death. Just let it go.
Exactly. I know a couple that's like, that will not let their kids snack in between meals, and that I think is.
Well,
like,
snacking too much is
holy
bad.
shit.
The parenting sucks. It's
I'm
really
telling you,
hard. There's no
I'm-
right way
I'm talking
and a million
like,
wrong ones.
I'm talking. You cannot eat between meals, so that's like a.
I'll smack that
that's
fucking carrot
pretty
out of your hand.
extreme.
That is.
Yeah,
I'd like
yeah,
to see
yeah.
them. And then when they go, so we had friends growing up. My parents wouldn't. We had milk with every meal. I didn't get to have soda very often. I would go to my next door neighbors. They would have fucking soda for breakfast, right? And I
Yeah.
would be like, God damn it! So then every chance I'm over there, I'm fucking glugging, right? Because you rebel if you can and you have the opportunity. I had a friend in high school who was very sheltered, and then he went to college. And within the first
this
semester of
you,
freshman,
Mike?
no, it wasn't. Well, it was actually kind of.
Okay.
In the first semester of freshman year, this kid, I had some bad. I never drank. I got drunk once before college. I went
Yeah.
to college.
Yeah.
I had a couple of really hardcore binge drinking experience my first
Right.
semester that were embarrassing, but not like life altering. This other dude hadn't been to college before. He goes, he gets so fucking just caught up in like drinking and crazy that he like flunks out from a really good college and like has to go to community college and work his way back in. Right. That's what happens, right? There's got to be some kind of balance in between, right? So if you're constantly coddling your kid that they can't handle a scraped knee or something, they're going to be fucked later in life.
No, there's not. It's, what'd you fucking do? You just scrape your knee, you're going to die.
Well, no.
That's that. And then there's...
my son reacts like that.
All
he thinks, I'll say to him, I'm like, dude, you're acting like you just got shot. I've seen you get hit in the face with a baseball, and you do not react as strongly as when you like stub your fucking toe.
Right.
Or if he sees blood, it's fucking all over.
Yeah.
I don't think we instilled that in him. I think in some cases it is a little bit of personality, but we got to try to knock that out of him by with introducing him to real pain. This is what it's really like, right?
Yeah.
All right.
He just constantly carry a baseball around.
So this is what Cut Shallow says. He's like, my wife has been a super helicopter for 4 years. Now I'm trying to drag my son into self-sufficiency, right? If you've been coddling them for so long, it's not easy to help them unlearn that.
But this is it. This is actually kind of goes more into the different parenting styles. One person's like an unbelievable nervous Nelly, and the other person's like a super laid back. It's hard to toe the line because guess what? Your kids, then you give their kids the keys to the kingdom.
That's right.
Oh, there's a little bit of a rift. Guess what I'm going to do?
Fucking ride that
corporate
thing
mergers and acquisitions, lawyer your ass out of this.
What does that even mean?
It means a really complicated, lawyer that's going to just fucking blind you with legalese, which is basically what these kids are.
Like Daniel Caffey in A Few Good Men, where he just fucking plea bargains shit.
Where he opens
never
a closet.
sees a courtroom.
He opens a closet and
you
there
know what?
His dress blues were in there. Why wouldn't he have packed his dress?
He didn't call a soul, and he hadn't packed a
Where
thing.
was he going? Okay. It's so hot that I think that both of our brains are melting. But
anyway,
we
got a lot of great comments. I'm sorry if we didn't get to all of them. We got to find a better way to collect these comments, I think. If you have any feedback on better ways to collect comments, if you're mad at me for not mentioning your comment, if I mispronounce your name, go to YouTube and comment under the individual videos. Go to iTunes, give us 5 stars, and give us positive reviews, and just DM me. Right? I'm always there. I may ignore you because I get a lot of them and I don't see everyone. Some of them I see and I don't feel like answering. Guess what? It's fucking America. I'm a grown man. I can do what I want.
Buy a mug.
Buy a mug, yeah, and hopefully it won't come to you shattered into pieces like Sarge's did, which we are going to fix.
Oh my god!
Sorry about that, Sarge.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's mugs out there.
Don't
buy something that's not fragile. A pint glass. Oh wait, we don't have those. The number one sought after fucking dad and buried
the
item.
Number one most breakable item.
Bottle openers. Can we do those? Something beer
we'll
related. We need to do because I like beer.
I like
my friends like beer.
Squee likes beer. Everybody likes beer.
I like beer. I still like beer.
I still like beer.
I'm a fucking normal person, and I should be in charge of society.
I like beer.
God damn it.
All right.
Next week, we're talking about Supreme Court nominations. But
that went really...
And in the Me Too era.
Yeah. Cool.
Specifically. Donate, subscribe, comment.
And thank you to all those that do.
And let us know if you do want in on that kind of phone call interview thing, because we're looking towards adding some wrinkles to the mix, and maybe you'll be one of them.
All right.
No offense.
Thank you very much. See you next time.
Later.
Bye-bye.
I don't know why you would still be watching This Isn't a Marvel movie, no matter how much I look like Paul Rudd, which you can deny it all you want. It's there in the eyes, I think. I'm young looking like him. If you enjoyed the podcast, which you obviously did or you wouldn't be listening still, sign up on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you want to listen to. Comment here on YouTube. Subscribe. Hit that like button. We want to hear from you. Comments, questions, dirty jokes, money. All the money you can give us. We'd love it all. Catch you next time.